This river here is the official geographical limit between Balkans and Middle Europa. So beware, on the other side, horror, oriental despotism, women get beaten, get raped and like it. On this side, Europe, civilization, women get beaten and raped but don't like it.
Wait, what? The Balkans? Uncivilized? Well, I'm not too sure, but luckily Campus Europe is on a Balkan trip because we felt the need to discover this fascinating region. Our first stop is Slovenia, also known as the gateway to the Balkans. It was the first country to leave Yugoslavia, but also the first country to join the EU. Our trip will start from here and go through former Yugoslavia and Albania. Together with students from all over the region, we will present you the real situation in the Balkans, free from prejudices and Hollywood cliches. So, let's have a look. Although small and fast to cross, the impression Slovenia leaves on any visitor passing through is deep and lasting. When travelling through the country, one view gets taken away quickly by its impressive mountains, its highlands and rivers. So on our way to Ljubljana, Slovenia's capital, we more than happily took a detour through the countryside to visit Mateusz Vidma, whose family owns a vineyard high above the country's valleys. Having heard much about the role of wine in Slovenian society and culture, we decided to sit down with him, ask him our questions, and of course do some wine tasting on the side.
The thing about Slovene wines is, I think, it's diversity. So you have a lot of diversity in a very small place. That's also a selling point for the whole Slovenia. Pinela, which is a very distinct wine. Then you have Clarensa, which is an old wine. Still very different wine from every other wine you would find, even in Slovenia. So you have a lot of diversity in a very small place. Yeah, in Goriška Brda they make very decent wines and they know how to market them and they sell them for good money, and I think they're worth. They're very competitive wines. They're not bad wines from a third country. They are great wines from Slovenia and they compete with every wine you could get to them. Like they could compete with French wines, with Californian wines, with Chinese wines that are coming up right now.
One thing that struck us during our interview with Mateusz was the big Tito sign written in the mountains behind the vineyard, in memory of the former Yugoslavian dictator. But after Mateusz told us that neither he nor most of the locals care, we decided not to do it either and went back to the wine part.
That's the thing I want to make, like it's a personal thing. Most farmers would like to sell bottles for €9 a bottle. A nice bottle, but that's just wasted value for me. I want to sell you just the wine. Like, you come with your own bottle, I'll sell you great wine. Just have a glass bottle that's clean.
After quite some wine and talks and hard talks about who has to drive the car, we arrived in Ljubljana again. On the next day we had another interview scheduled in Ljubljana, but before going there, our companion and Slovenian native Marko demanded that we would go for food in one of the country's best cevapcici places. But I'll better make him explain what brought us here.
So basically, right now we find ourselves in Tramvaj, in a restaurant called Tramvaj. Tramvaj in Slovene means tram, the tram. And what it is, it's actually located inside an old tram that previously have been used as a public transport on the streets of Ljubljana, and afterwards we sold it somewhere, I don't know where, somewhere in Bosnia or something like that. I can't even remember, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's it, and today it serves like a typical Balkan food as cevapcici and pleskavice and so on and so on. Cheers!
Having tried cevapcici and pleskavice, both tasting amazing, we could continue our way. Our goal today was Metelkova, a sort of alternative village close to the center of Ljubljana and home to hundreds of artists and activists, offering all sorts of activities from LGBT parties to political gatherings and even an anarchistic library. It was quite an opposite to the touristic center of the city. Luckily enough, we had been able to arrange a meeting with Micha, one of the founding fathers of Metelkova, to have a chat about the alternative scene in Slovenia and old Yugoslavia.
Slovenia has a very, very strong alternative culture. Not only in the 80s, also in the 70s, maybe sporadically. It's quite unique in Europe. So this initiative began like in 1988, 89. together with the Peace Institute. Before this place was used by the People's Army of Yugoslavia, before the Kingdom of Yugoslavia army in the Second World War, Italian and Nazi army. Metelkova is known worldwide. Let's say around 30 to 35 artists of different kinds are living here. So the specific of Yugoslavia was from the late 60s on that it was possible to receive money via extra sources, not only Ministry for Culture, not only city, municipality, but also by some other initiatives. That's the reason I call it Society of Culture. But for sure, plays that huge, certainly not. Everybody can participate technically by direct democracy. When we entered the European Union, it was a kind of highest point of Metelkova, so all media was here, like maybe even too much, because it became too popular. Maybe it was the reason it's so concentrated on the party.
The Balkans? Uncivilized? Well, at least Slovenia certainly did not meet that stereotype. What we found instead was a lovely country with a great culture and great people, looking like a mixture of Switzerland and Italy. But then again, there might be a reason why Slovenia is called the entry gate to the Balkans.
Hey, guys, where are we going to?
I have no idea.
Yeah. No clue, man.
Guys. Watch out. I have a map.
Guys! There's a white spot on the map. What is that?
That could be Lieberland. Lieber what?
Liebe was?